but it's nice and chewy. There's texture. Outside is delicate. Inside is like juicy and crunchy.
Yeah.
I love the flavor. And the textures of this dumpling.
Perfectly flavored.
What is it called?
Oh, we should ask Jonathan.
This is the hagao.
Look at that.
So this is everybody's classic favorite.
And you always dip it with a little bit of lapsang or hot sauce.
So this one is with chive. I'm going to try it. My dad used to teach me to eat, mix the mustard and the chili paste.
I was born in the Philippines. So I moved here when I was 21 with the family. My grandparents always tell me that you are the only son, so whatever your dad wishes you to do, just help him. I guess when we first arrived, we didn't know what we can do. And he mentioned something, let's try to go to a food business or restaurant, something like that.
With food prices skyrocketing, can we still get a delicious meal in Vancouver on a shoestring budget? Join us as we visit some of the most delicious yet overlooked and Michelin-worthy restaurants in Vancouver. Be the first to find out about these hidden gems before everyone else hears about them.
My name is Amelie Tuina-Win. I'm a restaurateur, mom of two, and I love to gather and amplify positive stories. My family and I created an award-winning restaurant in Vancouver, and I would love to see more heirloom recipes shared and showcased around the world.
I am Trudy Tran. I am a self-proclaimed foodie who is always in search of my next great meal. This pursuit has led me to many great adventures. I've eaten everything from street food vendors to Michelin star restaurants across the globe. And now, I'm ready to showcase what Vancouver has to offer.
We are both on a journey to find local neighborhood gems with delicious eats and human stories and connection behind the food. We'll travel through struggles and triumphs behind Vancouver's hidden food scene. Watch, follow, subscribe, and share! I love how you're taking me to a new neighborhood now.
Yes, yes.
Kitsilano?
Yes, you said you
Kitsilano?
wanted dim sum with wine pairing or beer pairing, so
Yes.
I've taken you to Little Bird in Kits.
Cute.
Dim sum and craft beer.
I love it. Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. See you again. I want to introduce you to my friend Amelie.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to meet
you.
you.
I'm
This is
Amelie.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Nice to meet
I
you.
really like your restaurant.
Thank
It
you.
looks so cute from the outside.
Thank you very much.
What does Little Bird mean?
Well, we're trying to pay homage to my grandfather and my father. They own and have run Flamingo Restaurant. So Little Bird, Flamingo is a big bird, so
Yes.
this is Little Bird. So it's like a sister or brother restaurant, you can say.
That's right. So cute, and congratulations on your Michelin Bib Gourmand.
Thank you, it was a complete surprise for us.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Jonathan, thank you so much for inviting us here today. You know, for as long as I remember, you know, as a kid, we used to go to the one on Fraser Street, and that is a very fond memory of Sunday for me. And I remember your dim sum tasted so good. And so today, you know, we're so honored to be able to come to your restaurant, Little Bird, and be able to pay homage to Flamingo.
Oh.
So
Yeah, the real OG.
The real OG.
Original gangster.
yeah.
So tell us your background. I want to go way back.
I was born in the Philippines. So I moved here when I was 21 with the family. My grandparents always tell me that you are the only son, so whatever your dad wishes you to do, just help him. I guess when we first arrived, we didn't know what we can do. And he mentioned something, let's try to go to a food business or restaurant, something like that. So I went into hotel and restaurant management at PCIT. And then I worked for A&W and Eaton's. And then over the experience of 2 years, I started the Flamingo
Wow.
with my dad.
With your dad.
Your dad.
This is like Third generation.
Yeah, it's third generation.
Third generation. But I remember you had the prawn dumpling with the 1-ton wrapper, deep fried, and the perfect sweet and sour
That's
sauce.
right.
And no other place, like first, no other place had dim sum, and then second is no other place could replicate that dish.
Yes.
Even after many years later, I still crave for that dish.
Oh, I still have.
Can you bring
them.
it back?
I still have it in my flamingo.
We'll do it for special occasions.
Special occasion.
Tell us about your background and why the move into the food and food.
So
and
yeah, I don't have a culinary background, but I do spend a lot of time eating. So for about 20 years of my career, I travel for work, I help clients out, and I'm always eating out. We came up with a diet, actually not purely my idea, but it was an idea that we came up together about. My dad had this idea of an all-day dim sum, and I always had an idea of pairing, our traditional dim sum with beer and wine, and that's how we came up with this concept. So I can't take full credit for it, nor can I take full credit for everything. It was, a full group activity, from support from my wife, my sister-in-law coming up with the idea of, we need to have dishes that support the ever-changing desire for vegan or vegetarian food, and everyone had a point and brought it in, and we kind of pulled this idea together.
And you get to work on like a common goal together. How does it feel?
I guess it accomplished my father's dream to have a family together all the time, which at the moment I'm still very communicative with all my sisters and family. So, and then now my kids are together again with me, which is best thing can happen.
And you have a successful career outside of the restaurant business. You've got big clients, and you help consult businesses and help them move up to the next level. How has that kind of changed the scope of things for you when you're running this restaurant?
I think we add a lot. Like I still do that job, so I still have a day job, and I call this my night job. So my day job still runs all day long, and sometimes in the evening. But that actually has helped me build confidence, because a lot of times I work in industries. Sometimes it's been food and beverage. I don't know a lot about the industry, so what that has given me is confidence, is going into a restaurant and feeling confident that I can do this. The thing that probably my dad hasn't mentioned is, one of the reasons that we're still in business is a promise. Like my grandfather had a dream. He really wanted to, be successful in bringing Chinese food to Vancouver. Like that was one of his dreams, and he's no longer with us. But one of his promises that my dad made to him is he would continue Flamingo, right? And one of the reasons he's done that is around our employees. Some of them have been with us forever. Actually, one of our cooks in there, her husband got off the plane, didn't know what he was going to do, met my grandfather and is employed. And his wife, actually worked for Flamingo and was looking for a job again. I opened here, and now she's working for Little Bird.
Amazing.
So it's one of the things my dad has promised is like, we will continue to open Flamingo to make sure the employees that have been with us for 40-something years will continue to have work until they're ready to retire.
But during like the times where it might have been a struggle, maybe during COVID, maybe before that, what are some of the sacrifices that you as a restaurateur had to endure?
Of course, you try to take time off with the children, which is with the family. So my whole idea is in the morning, I make sure I drive them to school, and make sure at 3 o'clock I pick them up. And take them to some of the YMCA swimming or soccer or tennis, right? And then I come back to work and try to be there for dinner at least half an hour with them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you guys want a menu?
We trust you. It's your place.
Yeah. But I'll have some chrysanthemum tea.
Okay, sounds good.
And a drink. Any drink.
Any drink? I'll bring you some wine.
Okay.
Sounds good. Chrysanthemum tea.
Thank you.
And here is a glass of wine.
Thank you. Cheers. Oh, you do.
Cheers.
Is that your favorite tea?
It isn't. I like it at Chinese restaurants. Yeah.
We're gonna bring you guys a tower of dim sum
Wow.
on the
Okay, I'm
bottom. First one is your chive and shrimp. Second one is the cilantro and shrimp. One in between, this is our traditional siu mai with goji berry on top.
Beautiful.
And finally, our hagao.
Yum. The hagao is always my forever favorite at dim sum.
And my kid's favorite and my favorite is our char siu bao. This
Ooh,
is
I love
our
char siu
barbecue
bao.
pork buns.
So you said this is the most traditional? Wanna
Yeah,
give
this
it a
is very
go?
traditional.
Okay, you take one.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for dropping one off.
This is our lo mai gai, our sticky rice wrapped in lotus leaf, and classic spring
roll.
rolls.
This is delicious.
I like this actually. Very delicious.
It's so good. But it's nice and chewy. There's texture. Outside is delicate. Inside is like juicy and crunchy.
Yeah.
I love the flavor
Yes.
and the textures
Yeah.
of this dumpling.
Perfectly flavored.
What is it called?
Oh, we should ask Jonathan.
This is the
There's the
hagao.
hagao. Look at that.
So this is everybody's classic favorite.
And you always dip it with a little bit of latzujang or hot sauce to make it delicious.
I'm gonna try this one.
The prawn's very bouncy. The skin is got a nice chew to it. Good flavor. And the perfect bite size. I don't like it when hagao's too big. This is the perfect size.
Okay. So this one is with chive. I'm gonna try it. My dad used to teach me to eat, mix the mustard and the chili paste. And it does complement dim sum really well. I wonder where it comes from.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's a very tough industry. Now, would you want your kids to follow in your footsteps and take over this?
I don't know. Like I don't think as much as my dad really wanted us to set our own careers, and I the same for my kids is to set their own careers and dreams. Like growing up, I had no dreams of being a restaurateur. Right? I knew I always wanted to do business and technology. My brother wanted to always be a doctor. My sister always had aspirations to be in silver service. So I will let them choose whatever they want to do, but I will be honest, like my dad told me, it's not easy. It is very difficult. And that same message, if my kids in the future want to get into a restaurant or open a restaurant, I will tell them truthfully how hard and how much time it takes to be successful.
So Trini tells me you have another level of like big thinking. You have a commissary kitchen besides your restaurant, and here you also have another business. That's another beast.
No, well,
Right?
the reason
Is that
we
right?
were able to open Little Bird because
Yes.
of the commissary.
Oh, so tell us about this
yeah.
commissary.
So it's a central kitchen. So we have two restaurants, Flamingo and Little Bird. And the whole idea when we were doing this is to make sure it's scalable. Yeah, so we actually are working with select organizations to kind of provide dim sum to them. It's like co-branded with their location in our restaurant. There are quite a few people that reached out because they actually, not just because we won an award, but actually they know Flamingo. And large organizations and these individuals have been big supporters of Flamingo since they're little kids. So they saw this and they're like, this is a perfect combination. We'd love to kind of co-brand and co-sell. So these are our vegetarian options. This is our vegetarian dumpling. I love it because if you love corn, there's corn in there. And this is our plant-based siu mai, which is again lots of mushrooms, little bits of tofu in there. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I think food transcends time. I
Yes.
think, like how your kids grow up is so different from how we grew up. We had TV, they have iPads. We went out to play, they're in some gym somewhere, some fancy gym. But one thing that hasn't changed is that bowl of noodles that your daughters are eating today is the same bowl of noodles that have brought you comfort years ago. And same thing, the dim sum that Jonathan's kids are eating today is the same dim sum that he ate years ago with his grandfather. And that has never changed. And I hope that some of these food items continue on so that, you know, the same love can be shared through generations.
Well, thank you for making me leave my work
Oh, you're welcome.
and going to eat. I
You're
always feel
welcome.
better after. Make sure you
Like,
watch,
share, and subscribe to Munchies to Michelin. See you next time.